it is spoken word, and it's plagiarism. I'm calling it, for the moment, I'm calling it Winston Mohican. I have, myself, full confidence that if all do their duty, if nothing is neglected, if the best arrangements are made as they are not being made, then we shall prove ourselves able to defend our island home, to ride out the storms of global warming and outlive the menace of monoculture, if necessary for years, if necessary alone. That is what we are going to try to do. That is the resolve of every true human. That is the will of people who think. Those with a lust for life, a desire for beauty and a love for this extraordinary planet, linked together in their cause and in their need, will defend to the death their native soil, aiding each other like good comrades to the utmost of their strength. Even though large tracts of land have fallen or may fall into the grip of an asphyxiating economy and interests vested in corruption, we shall not flag or fail. We shall go on to the end. We shall fight for the richness of life. We shall fight for the seas and oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength for the purity of the air. We shall defend our island whatever the cost may be. We shall fight at home and abroad for every habitat, the beaches, the marshes, the fields, the forests, the heaths, the deserts, the jungles and the coral reefs. We shall fight for every species, from the earthworm, the stickleback and the sparrow, to the wolf, the snow leopard and the killer whale. We will fight for trees on every street. We shall fight for the hills. We shall never surrender. And even if, which I do not for a moment believe, this island or a large part of it became salt waterlogged, sterile and starving, then the green movement beyond the seas, armed and guarded by true ecological principles, would carry on the struggle until, in God's good time, a newly living world with all its richness and variety returns, liberating the mind from old and useless rigidities. I think, well, let's not talk anymore about Winston Churchill. I was going to do a poem about the cliche of the poetic hangover, but for some reason I've left that behind. So, this is about Will, the person. Will the person in the winged chariot, the shy one who makes a habit of streaking naked across the sky in a blaze of glory, the same one who has that intimidating stare and breath like a billion chilies, will that person please give their horses a rest? We all know night is beautiful, but she's patient and she will wait. You are just belting along headlong and headstrong. It's not cool. Okay, this is the night, I suppose. Country pumpkin. Night falls. The wind catches a rusty sign signifying nothing. It creaks like an iron bed under slow love. It sobs like a soul on the brink of orgasm. It mumbles like a gossip. Night falls. The wind catches a rusty sign, the scrape of metal waxing and waning, pulsing melancholic melody through a night of trees, threatening to amplify and threatening to die. Night falls. The wind catches a rusty sign signifying the passing of motor cars, the love call of the fox and the taunt of the cat, the broken hinge in the throat of a pheasant, a garage bankrupt and disappearing under nature. I've done this next one quite a number of times with loud music in the background, and I'm assuming I'll be able to do it without. Imagine waking up in the beginning, in the blindness of sleep, broken by mumbling, premonitions of sentences, with real verbs and objects utterly other than the subject of dreams. Objects marked with names, which are variations of the noise of breaking skin, the froth released in a pianissimo, sweet, sibilant serpent hiss of language juice. A voice speck in a mask of earth and sky, drowned in background, the applause of bird scattering, branch-shaking monkeys, wind-rubbing trees, roaring waterfalls, thunder, rain, and earthquake, deluged. Now spelling, as if naming was the thing itself, as if there was no context, as if language, despite the untidiness of its rules and the frayed spittle drapery of its bastard music, was the only sound a god could make. In the beginning is a catch-all universe between sphincters, a worm becoming rigid with bone and nerve to carry electric punctuation, to break the sound wave into ego-digestible portions for proud humans who imagine controlling the vastness with a dictionary. Deaf to the gape of the dumb, stupid animals who swallow more oxygen before plunging down into the wordless oyster bed to come up with exceptions, pearls of exceptions in unexceptional places, caught in an aphrodisiac trick of the light that was never prophesied, unless words were planted as flags and not prisons. In the beginning, behind lips that edge a cave, waits a dark diving board for breath compressed to do a back 2.5 somersaults with 2.5 twists and a pike off to go hunting meaning. In the beginning is a hush like crow wings on a moonless night, carrying a body pregnant with an egg joke being eaten by an alphabet, waiting for the cloaca of shadow trimmed with coal feathers.
Zolan Cobble. And some fantastic tongue-twisting stuff in that last part. And he'll be back in the second half with more poetry gems. And now we have a poet who I've also known for a long time. She's from Cornwall originally, and she now lives in London. We've worked together in Dover Modern Poets many times over the years at the Edinburgh Festival, at festivals in Cornwall and different parts of the UK. And she's also one of the poets in Time for Song. This book here, which is on sale here tonight with some other books, it's just been launched though, so it's got you know, the cachet of being hot off the press, as indeed is Sue. And here she is. She's going to perform for you now.
First poem I'm going to do is called Adam and Eve. And